Welcome, everybody, to the J.A.M. Drive-In podcast. Today, we have myself, Jayden, hi.
And Melanie, a.k.a. Owl.
Yeah, and together we are the J.A.M. podcast. So, this is our second episode, 2 weeks.
Episode 2.
Episode 2, yeah. So how does it feel to be back, Melanie?
You call me Mel one more time, I'll slit your throat, number one.
Oh, I need my throat. I can't talk out my throat, so...
Good. Awesome.
Yeah, another week, another story we have, I guess, right?
It's always an experience.
Yeah, so who you want? You want to take the helm, or...
Okay. So, basically, today we watched...
we gotta let them know. We went to actually the same theater from last week.
Right.
Right.
So, that was a whole shit show. And then today was, like, an experience that, like, you can't even put into words. It was extreme.
Well, the problem is there was a lack of words.
So, we went to the movies. So, this movie started at 5:40. And, we would...
So, to our knowledge.
Right. Well, that's what we were told when we purchased
that's what was
the
printed
tickets.
on the ticket. Yeah.
Correct.
Yes.
So, we get there, we take our seats. We might have sat down a couple minutes early, but not really.
Like 2 minutes.
Yeah, so we were there, like, basically just on time. So the movie should have started, like, pretty much right after we took our seats. Well, were we wrong?
Oh, yeah, we went to the bathroom. We didn't want to get up during the movie. We had to, like, release our fluids. I wanted some popcorn, but I didn't know if I had time to popcorn. We're cutting pretty close. We were there 2 minutes before the movie.
Right.
And I love my previews. So, like, gotta know what episodes we are doing.
Yeah,
so I need to know. I have a career at stake here. I need to know what's going on. I need to know my materials so I can talk to you guys about the movies. We just made it. Like, oh, thank God we made it. 2 minutes to spare.
Right.
So they play little ads in the beginning of the movie, like little commercials. I kind of like seeing those too because there's something to look at. But there was no ad. You can hear the ad. You can't see the ad.
Yeah.
Just like listen to the radio.
There was nothing on the screen, and there was like at least 10 people or so in the theater. I mean, it wasn't full, but it wasn't empty. And so, okay, so some time's going by. So, like I said, this movie started at 5:40. So, 5:45 comes around. We're like, okay, well, we didn't think too much of it. Another 5-10 minutes go by, and we're like, okay, this movie was supposed to start like 15 minutes ago. So now at this point, everybody in the theater's like, what the hell's going on? Like, we even went out and checked to make sure we went to the right theater number. We just didn't understand what was happening. And then more and more time just kept going by. So at this point, it had been a half hour. We had no explanation as to why the movie didn't start.
And this is when the movie started. The movie theater started to play this really quiet music. They were playing like
a background radio kind of thing.
Yeah, like they had like Frozen 2 songs on it, Aladdin. It was random. And then all of a sudden, this couple comes in looking for their cell phone from the previous showing. And then I was like, oh, okay, I don't know why they're here. Maybe they're trying to tell us what's going on because there's an employee with them. No. The employee didn't even know that the movie was supposed to start a half hour ago.
Yeah, they literally didn't. Nobody knew what was going on. Like, the people that worked there didn't even understand that the movie wasn't playing. So come to find out, they didn't realize it never started. So there was something wrong with it, but they didn't even know it. So we went out there and we, talked to people that worked there at the counter, and I guess they told us that they were working on it. And then, like, what happened after that? We went back to our seats.
Yeah, we were in our seats, and then, you wanted some popcorn.
Oh, yeah, I'm like...
So you wanted to be a Karen and go to the manager.
I didn't even talk to them, bitch. I didn't even talk to the manager. I was just like, yo, I just wasted, like, 40 minutes of my life. Like, can you give your girl some popcorn or something? Like, they basically told me to go fuck myself. They didn't really want to do anything for the inconvenience. They told me that they would give me a refund, but I would have to leave. They also had no idea when it was going to be fixed and back up and running. So
yeah, so you left to talk to the counter. You just probably want a small popcorn for inconvenience.
Yeah, I wasn't even mad. I was just like...
It's already 35 minutes after the movie's supposed to start.
Right.
Already 35 minutes. So you came back in here. You let everyone know in the theater, hey, they ain't doing shit for us.
Yeah.
They don't care. If you want your money back, you get your money back and you can leave. But if you want to watch the movie, you gotta sit here and wait. They ain't doing shit for you.
Right.
And everyone was like, oh, what? Not doing anything for us. And then, like, this woman goes out.
Yeah, I had to be, like, the manager.
Right, yeah. So this woman goes out, and she leaves. I think she's like, nah, I got this shit. I got this shit.
Right.
And then another 10 minutes goes by. Now it's like 45, almost 50 minutes. The movie should have started already. Like, the movie should have been like almost over.
Like, yeah, at least
point.
halfway, a little over halfway over at this point.
She comes back and she's like, "I'm back, bitches." And then like management's right behind her.
Yeah.
And then they started giving us like free movie passes, like, you know, letting us know, hey, the movie could be on next 5-10 minutes, hopefully.
No, they said 10 to 20 minutes.
Oh, 10 to 20 minutes. We already waited like 45 minutes.
Right. They were like, here's a pass for next time. You can stay if you want to. That's up to you. But at least they gave us a pass. Like a free pass to go another time. Like a free movie ticket.
Yeah, then after that point, I was like, yeah, whatever. I'll wait, you know. So, you know, they did something other than like, hey, you know, fuck you. You've been waiting an hour for your movie.
Right. Because at first they were just like, fuck you. Like, oh, well. Like, they didn't care. And I think enough people complained, and they were like, "Hey, we got to do something."
That whole theater was going to riot. There's no way that they weren't going to do anything for us. Like everyone was getting pissed off. No way. So yeah, that was the movie started. First 5 minutes, no sound.
Right. So the movie finally starts. We're all clapping. We're cheering.
The biggest regret, biggest like crime made. I didn't see my trailers.
Yeah, they didn't show us the trailers, but the movie started, and then yeah, there was no sound. There was no volume. So,
but if they play the trailers though, they could have like got the sound fixed during the trailers, not when the movie's starting. In like the first 5 minutes, they're showing the movie, no sound.
Yeah.
And then I went to go up to like tell them, hey, there's no fucking sound. Like, but while I got up, that's when they put the sound back on. And they didn't even like rewind the movie. They should have just reset the movie.
Yeah, that was just crazy. I've never gone to the movies. I mean, we were patient. I mean, 5 or 10 minutes would have been kind of weird, but like, you know, whatever. But the fact that it was about an hour, maybe a little under an hour, for the actual movie to start. So it was like that was the experience of that. That was pretty crazy.
I don't think we should go to another theater. Like.
Yeah, the past 2 times we've gone there, there's been some shit. I mean...
And it wasn't even, like, an early matinee showing. This was, like, a night showing.
This was at night.
This is, like, 5 o'clock at night, which, like, prime movie time. Like, and the movie is new. Like, just came out. So, like, they should be on their shit.
And they didn't even know that there was a problem. So it's like, how do they not know? I don't know. Just unorganized, weird.
That's a problem when we do everything digitally, man. Like, everything's automatic, so no one's checking on the quality of the film. You know, back when they had to physically place the film,
right?
They know things are going. That's a
So they're just confused individuals over there. I probably could have just like walked in with like 18 bags of candy, like not even in my bag, just like walked in with a bunch of candy, and they wouldn't have even realized.
Also, it's a health hazard, a safety hazard too, because there's only one exit, and there's a wall blocking you, and everyone has to walk one aisle from the whole back. Like, I don't see how that's safe. It's a fire. There's only one way out of that area. Like, I've never seen anything like that. Mm-hmm. Very strange.
Yeah, even the person that worked there was, like, so confused on how to get out.
They didn't even know how to get... They have no clue how to get through the seat. They were like... They worked there.
And they worked there.
How...
I don't know. Just crazy, weird. Don't ever go to that movie theater.
But you know what? Yeah.
And the payout wasn't really.
So today, this week we watched Gretel and Hansel, and thank God we got those free passes.
Yeah, let's just say that
it was a blessing in disguise, honestly.
The best part of this experience was waiting an hour. It was better than watching the actual movie.
Yeah, so
which is pretty bad.
So Gretel and Hansel is like this horror spin of the Grimm fairy tale Hansel and Gretel, and who's in it? That girl from It. You know her name?
I don't know her real name. I just know it's Beverly Marsh in It.
Yeah, so Beverly from It. That's like only person really like in the movie that you care about.
That you recognize, yeah.
So like the most famous person in the movie is like 12 years old. There's like 4 people in the movie, and that's the A-lister right there, a child actor. So you already know what you were getting into before you even sat down, seeing that that's what they put all the money into. So,
right.
So the movie, how do you describe like how the movie kind of like? It looked like did it have like the witch vibe?
Kinda, I guess. I don't know.
You didn't like The Witch.
It's just no, it wasn't even like interesting to watch.
Well, we missed the first 5 minutes of the movie. In the first 5 minutes, they had like
They
this.
explained the backstory.
They had this
pretty much.
backstory. They were showing it, this backstory about this witch, but we had no sound, so we could not hear the whole entire story. But they referenced the story, the entire movie. And we had no clue what the story was.
Right.
So that probably took us away from the movie because the most important part of the movie was the first 5 minutes. Usually, like when they do the opening sequence, it's not really that important. No, if you did not watch the first 5 minutes of the movie, you had no clue what's going on in the movie.
Right. So we were fucked either way. It didn't matter. Like, we were just pretty much screwed.
And a big twist at the end of the movie was that the whole story in the beginning is not how it really played out. And I don't know how the story played out in the beginning.
Yeah. So, I mean, we were missing, I guess, some information, but either way, I don't
think
know
we were
how
missing
much...
a lot of information,
Yeah,
though.
but how
It
much
seemed
do you
like...
think it mattered? I mean, do you think that this movie would have been fucking amazing if we heard the first 5 minutes?
No, but I think we would have actually had no clue what's
Understood
going
it more,
on.
maybe?
I had no clue what's going on.
Yeah.
They referenced a story at the beginning so many times. It's Gretel, like...
I know, what the hell?
They're like, ooh, Hansel's like, hey, Gretel, tell me that story. And I'm like, please, Gretel, tell me the story, because I don't know, I missed it, please, tell me. He's like, nah, Hansel, you'll be too scared. And he asked like 3 other times, before they go to bed, like, please tell me the story. And I'm like, please tell me the story, repeat it.
Right.
Because I didn't hear it. And at the end, the witch is like, hey, you thought this is how the story went? Nope, this is how the story went. And I'm like, well, that's the only version I got, so...
Yeah.
I thought that kind of ruined the experience for us. I'm missing that big chunk of it.
Right. I mean, but for me personally, like, maybe I would have had a little bit more, like, knowledge. Maybe a little bit more would have made sense, but I still wouldn't have liked this movie.
Mm-hmm. So, at the beginning of the movie, it has Gretel. So, Gretel's basically the main character of this movie. Honestly, it could be called Gretel, to have Hansel and Gretel.
Yeah.
Go Gretel Hansel, because Hansel's, like, has, like, 10 lines in the whole movie.
Right.
Like, he's like, just there. Like, it's just Gretel, basically.
His character doesn't really mean anything.
It could have just been her, and the movie would have played out the exact same.
Yeah,
like, he really was not even needed in the story.
Right.
And it goes with she trying to work as a housemaid in this house. She goes to this interview, and, like, the guy, like, wants to rape her, I guess.
Yeah, he pretty much only wants her around to, like, you know...
Like, be her, like... his like plaything, and like
right.
She's like, hell no. And I believe she like slapped him. So when she went back home to her mother, they had like this talk, and her mother's obviously pissed because they needed her to have that job. They were sitting down, she was talking, saying like her husband's an alcoholic. Then, you know, the conversation ends, and then all of a sudden she has this axe and like, get out of my house before I chop you up in little pieces. And I'm like, what? Where did that come from?
Right.
Like, one of the worst acting I've ever seen in my whole life.
Yeah.
And basically, both have the picture of the rest of the movie. Now Hansel and Gretel are in the woods.
Right, so the mother kicks them out on their ass.
Actually threatening them to cut them up in little pieces.
Yeah.
For, like, no reason.
So she wants nothing to do with them anymore. So they're just, like, alone, walking in the woods, no place to go, no food, they're just by themselves.
Right, yep. They're by themselves, and now, like, they're hungry. Now Gretel can, like, talk to plants. Yes, I know, right?
Oh,
like,
my
it's like
God.
I had no idea what was going on. So the movie's like scenery. There's like 4 colors in this whole movie. The colors of autumn. There was like orange, yellow, black, and brown. That was it.
Mm-hmm.
It had like this like New England Salem feel to it.
Mm-hmm.
And I honestly thought it was pretty. I thought it looked pretty cool. Like when they're in the forest. It's like very dark,
like the silhouette of like the witch and stuff.
Oh yeah, they had like this witch. It's kind of like a Blair Witch thing they were doing.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool. I did like that. Like the best part in the movie, but they did it so much that it got old.
Yeah, you got sick of it.
The silhouette
it didn't
they
mean
had.
Anything after.
Apparently, like she sees things, and you don't know if it's like a tree or a witch following through the woods. But it happens during the whole entire movie.
Right.
Every time I'm in the woods, there's like a silhouette of a witch. And I'm like, huh, well, it was cool the first time. Now maybe just a witch.
Uh-huh.
You know? The music had like very dark tone to it. So with the music and just the wood scenery with like 4 colors, it gets pretty dull.
Yeah.
It's like kind of like something you would watch to fall asleep to.
Right.
I felt like tired watching it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I need jump scares. There was probably like 2 jump scares in the beginning, and that was like it. It was just like a dark tone movie.
Yeah.
Like The Witch.
Yeah.
'Cause
Oh, that movie.
You just remember what The Witch was?
Well, I never finished it. It was so bad that I fell asleep.
Well, I like The Witch because like I like The Witch. Why you looking at me like that? No, I like The Witch. It was a lot of people like The Witch.
Yeah, I just gave him the dirtiest look. Maybe that was such a dirty look that maybe they could hear it through the mic.
A lot of people like The Witch. It's a great movie, but it's not The Witch. It wasn't serious.
It was a lot of things. I don't know if
Not good things.
correct.
There's a lot of bad things. They had this scene where they're starving in the woods, so they find these mushrooms.
That looked like a cartoon.
Yeah, it looked like it looked like some Alice in Wonderland mushrooms.
It didn't look realistic whatsoever.
It was very strange. They were like kind of like the Willy Wonka mushroom.
Yeah,
like it was like a mushroom and it was like red with like white dots. Like how like a little 5-year-old would draw mushrooms.
Right, it wasn't like if you were walking through the woods and stumbled upon a mushroom.
The most colorful thing in the movie was the mushrooms.
Yeah, it was so bright I had to like shut my eyes.
So they're like, ooh, mushrooms, we got food. And then like Gretel's like, no, and they could be poisonous. And I'm like, yeah, thank you, someone has some sense in here. Like, oh, so like I'm like, okay, maybe, make the right choices. Like, no, let me talk to the plants first. I'm like, oh, okay, that's something you can do, I guess. So she goes right down, face to face with the mushrooms. So, are you gonna poison me? And then she like listens to it. You don't hear the response, and like and then Hansel's like, what they say. So it's basically something that she does. He's like, it says eat me. So like, okay. So they eat the mushrooms. So they go through this whole shroom trip. Like they trip out.
Oh yeah.
They're in there, they're laughing, they look like, oh shit,
like
what's that? Like
acid.
they were legit on acid, like on shrooms. And I'm like, what kind of movie is this?
Yeah, that scene was so unnecessary.
That scene totally
changed the vibe.
Changed the vibe in the movie.
So you weren't.
It was so out of place. They didn't have that tone in the movie for the rest of the movie. It was like
they don't.
It looked like a college tripping movie. Like
there was no reason for them to be like, I don't know.
And it meant nothing.
Yeah, it meant nothing
to the story. Like you thought, oh, maybe this is how they are tripping out. Like no, it legit meant nothing.
So all of a sudden, all of a sudden they're getting high off shrooms in the middle of the woods.
It didn't have like a jump scare, like oh maybe like this witch is gonna pick them up because they're tripping out, or they're gonna see like these witches or like this grotesque stuff because they're tripping out. Like no, it's just they're sitting down, they're laughing, they're like looking around like they're on drugs because they're on drugs, and it lasted 10 minutes, way too long. And that was it. They just start walking again.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck was that?
Just a waste of time.
I want to walk out of the movie. But I'm like, fuck it, it's free. I already got my free pass, and I can walk out.
You did think of that? You did think about just walking out?
After that shroom part, like, I just want to leave.
Yeah, that was rough.
It wasn't as bad as Slender Man.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't sit through Slender Man.
That was absolutely brutal. Like, they could use that as a punishment in, like, prisons.
Oh, yeah. They got rid of waterboarding, maybe because they want to replace it with that,
Oh my god.
So, they get to the witch's house. I'm kind of disappointed with the witch's house.
Yeah.
It just looked like a regular house.
Yeah, right. Because remember how when they were outside, they're like, ooh, it smells like cake. And then they found a slide, and they were like, ooh, it smells like bacon. So I'm expecting them to walk into this house. Isn't the house supposed to be made out of, like, candy and
stuff? In
the
story, yeah.
Yeah. And it was just, like, a fucking house. Like, just a normal little cabin kind of thing. Like, nothing interesting about it.
Just, like, regular house from, like, that time period, basically.
Yeah, right.
Because it was set in modern day. It was set, like, how you describe the setting.
Like 1800s?
Pilgrims time, basically.
I guess.
Yeah, like, they were, like, very pilgrimy.
Times, I don't know.
Right. And...
times, like, where people wore bonnets and shit like that.
Right. Like, the house, it was also one color. It was, like, brownish black. It looked like, it looked like a oven, kind of. Like, the windows looked like an oven front. So maybe they were thinking, like, the house is like an oven.
Maybe.
Maybe they're trying. I'm trying to see why they would have the house look like that because it's so dull.
Yeah.
It wasn't even like scary.
Right.
It was just regular black house.
Yeah. Right.
So nothing. And then all of a sudden, there's a random slide there for no reason.
I know.
And they never slid down the slide. And I'm pretty sure the slide like disappeared after they saw it that one time.
Yeah.
I never saw the slide
you're
again.
Right. You're right.
Just was there for 1 second and
Another
disappeared.
thing that was just like unnecessary. I don't know.
So then they break into this woman's house because they see food on the table. That food looks so fucking good though.
Yeah, that did look like the Last Supper, bro.
It was like freaking whole hogs. There were like pies.
Thanksgiving dinner to the max.
Big sweet bread. It looked freaking...
Every food you could think of, like all laid out, family style.
Like... Yeah. And they're like, oh, let's break in.
Yeah, so they broke in. He's stuffing a loaf of bread down his drawers.
Yeah, he's stuffing bread down his drawers. Like, and the movie, the shot of the movie, it looked like the table was right next to the window. Then all of a sudden, the table's nowhere next to the window. Like he's like down the hall, took a left. You know,
like the house stretched, like.
Yeah. Because she looked in the peephole, right?
Yeah.
First thing she saw was a table, and when Hansel went into the window, he's like walking a bit before he sees the food.
Oh, okay.
It didn't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
It was just bad camera work, I guess. Because all of a sudden it wasn't there. Yeah, they forgot when they showed through the peephole. And there was like random triangle.
Yeah.
That kept showing up in the movie, and I don't know if it meant anything.
Pythagorean theorem.
But I know.
Fuck that shit.
But the people behind it were flipping out about the triangle, though.
Oh,
remember
yeah,
that?
I did hear them talking about
they're
something.
Like, oh, triangle. Like they're like, what are they saying? Something with the triangle? Like, oh, triangle
God.
Witch, triangle demon,
triangle witch.
It was so weird.
Wow.
Yeah, so the house sucked. The food looked good.
So it's like, yeah, but like, that part of the story is like how crazy the house is supposed to be, and it was just like some random little fucking house in the woods.
Yeah, like the house is supposed to be the lore of the kids.
To make them. That's why they went there, because it was like, oh my god,
they're hungry. The house is made not like because the food's in there supposed to be good. Like the house is supposed to be good.
So that was just like disappointing.
Yeah, I was kind of excited to see the house, like how they had like a horror tone to like the candy of the house, and their response to that was fuck the candy. We're just having a house.
It's just a random fucking room.
But they're still feeding them and trying to get them fattened up though. They kept that in, but then they keep the house being made of candy.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, like in the movie, Gretel is very like paranoid about people giving her stuff for free.
Yeah, she thinks everything comes at a cost.
At a cost, right? And then in the beginning, before they go to the witch's house, they go to another house that they think a woman lives in there. So they start sleeping in a bed that's not even theirs. Then all of a sudden, this random possessed thing tries to eat them. Guy just shoots them with a bow and arrow. And then he starts feeding them. He's like, "Oh, why are you feeding us? What do you want?" He's like, "I want nothing." He's like, "No, what do you want?" "No, truly, I want nothing." And he's like, Nah, you want something."
Yeah.
And then after that, they go to the witch's house, and she's not even like that at all.
Right.
She was like, it's kind of weird. Why you give me food for free? And she's like, oh, make me sleep at night. And they're still eating, though.
Yeah. And she's like, well, we won't stay here too long, but we'll stay here, for a certain amount of time, temporarily, and eat our asses off and sleep in your bed. Like, she didn't question it much. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, she didn't question it, but she questioned the other guy, so, like,
maybe she's racist.
No, I just think, like, they had this character trait with her, and then they completely abandoned it.
Yeah. Okay, right. Her character development should have been that she was...
She should have been just as suspicious.
Yeah, and the fact that she just, like, forgot. She just, like, trusted the stranger, but it was kind of weird.
Because she saw food, like, I'm going to eat the food, because, like, it looked tasty.
Maybe she wasn't the same after she did shrooms.
Right, I guess so. Yeah, and the witch, she just looked like an old woman.
Yeah, she just... Right.
She wasn't even really that creepy.
No.
She just looked old.
Yeah, she just looked old. There was nothing even, like, really scary about
her.
There was
nothing scary about her. Like, in It, when they had, like, that old woman scene in It.
Yeah.
When, like, Chapter 2.
Right.
That was way more creepy than
that was really
this.
fucked up.
They should have had her back in the movie. Like, hey, Beverly, we meet again.
Beverly, we meet again. Right.
Like, how she's, like, naked, walking in the background, and, like,
They could have done so much stuff with this, like... with this story. You know what I mean? Like, they could have really went all out, and they just gave it all away. Like,
what do you mean?
Like, they could have really made this, like, this movie, like, a lot more scarier, or just, like, a lot more appealing, more to look at, and they just, like, put no effort into this film.
Yeah, they put all the effort into
things that didn't matter.
Visual.
Like, the fucking animation in the mushrooms was, like...
Yeah, they just painted stuff and, like, put them on the ground. Like, it was awful. They had, like, this beautiful scenery. Like, the scenery looked really good in the movie. Like, with the woods and stuff. And they put, like, this dog shit in it. As,
yeah.
Like I'm saying, it just took you out of it. Like, ooh, like, the whole beginning of the movie, like, the houses look cool. It looked period. The clothing, the costumes looked period. And the forest looked very ominous and dark, and then you put these colorful mushrooms right in it so they could trip out on. For like no reason. They could just not have that scene at all.
Right.
And it would have been better than just adding it in there.
Yeah, so the movie got worse, basically, from that point on. But yeah, the witch wasn't scary. It was literally just like an old
lady.
Woman. Like, it just didn't...
And then she had, like, blackened fingers. And they never once even commented on. Why her fingers all black.
Right.
They eat. They sleep at her house. Everything's fine. You know, then she's like, hey, maybe we should leave in a couple days. You know, she said that to like, why would you just not leave now? Like, who is this woman?
I know.
She's like, oh, let's give it a couple more days. So then they stay there for a couple more days, and they're still eating. Hansel has, like, this axe. Hansel did not mean anything to the story. Basically, he was just there just to be there. Like, he means nothing. Like, basically, he'd go on to his own thing. Gretel's not even watching him anymore. And it's just Gretel and the witch. They're talking to each other. And apparently Gretel had these powers. Like this witch powers for some reason. Never explained. I don't believe in the movie.
Right. No.
It's just randomly there.
All of a sudden. Right.
So they're touching this random grease. They're moving like this stick. It was just boring.
It was boring. It wasn't even interesting.
It wasn't even like, oh, okay, she had powers too.
Some cheap fucking knockoff of Matilda.
Right, yeah, like a Matilda thing. Ooh, let me teach you how to use your powers. So, like, this witch is trying to teach her how to use her powers. And nothing wrong with this, in my opinion. Like, she's like, seems like a nice lady here. So and then she's, like, looking through her spell book. She obviously knows she's a witch. Obviously knows.
Yeah.
But she has her whole spell book in her. She's, like, legit reading it, looking through it.
Right.
And then Hansel is like, hey, we should leave.
Yeah.
I don't want to stay here. Something's up. And Gretel knows something's up. She knows she's a witch. She's, like, legit seen her. But he's like, you know what? You're trying to show me how to use my powers. I guess we can stay. And then she, like, kicks him out of the house. Like, you know what? Go in the woods by yourself.
Like, she dragged him out there.
Dragged him out. Like, get the fuck out. You want to leave? There's a door right there.
Yeah, she was, like, her mother.
Right. And then he leaves.
And
then
she's like begging, like, please don't leave me here. Like, help me.
And she's like, I don't give a fuck. You can leave. Wakes up, like, huh, I guess he really left. And then, like, she's like, oh, maybe I should find him. Maybe I'll go tomorrow and look for him.
Yeah.
Like, not right there and then. Like, I'll go tomorrow and look for him. And the witch is like, let him be. Like, you kicked him out, let him be. Like, and then 2 days goes by. And all of a sudden, after those 3 days go by, she left her little brother, who's, like, 8 years old. He's not old at all.
No, very young.
And then she starts caring again.
Yeah, like she
Make
forgot.
no sense.
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't understand.
It's just a very dull movie.
You just almost, like, didn't even, like, care. Like, you kind of didn't even have, like, any emotion towards any of these characters in a way. I don't know.
Like, I didn't care about any characters in the movie.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Because
like,
I don't think the movie cared about any characters in the movie.
I know.
Hansel had no character.
It's like somebody lost a bet and they had to make this film.
Right. Hansel had no character traits. Boy, that's it.
Boy.
Gretel's like, here's Gretel's character traits. She's protective of her brother. It's just those two. So, like, she's the mother figure to her brother.
Yeah.
She's very, like, self-conscious about people.
Yeah.
Very protective.
Yeah,
like she always thinks someone wants. Paranoid, everything else. And she's very, like, feministic, right? Like, she's like, I'm a woman. I can do what I want to do, Independent, like, woman. Like, I'm just a woman. I can do anything else. Like, I'm not just suited to one thing because I'm a woman.
Right.
I can be important as well. You know,
Yeah, right.
you know, I'm not just a body. I'm a person. You know,
Yeah.
and then all that goes out the window after 30 minutes.
I know.
Right? Like her whole character
So
completely changed
stupid.
to I'm a girl
Right.
with witch powers.
Is that how it is in the original, like, the
She's not a
original
witch.
story? I didn't think so.
No, I did not know the original
I haven't-
story.
Dude, I'm like 53 years old.
Alright,
I
the
don't
original
remember.
story. Okay, I'll explain to everyone else who haven't heard of the Gretel, Hansel, and Gretel, because y'all uncultured swines.
No, I just...
Like, come on. So
Give
what
me a
happens in the original story is they get lost in the woods.
Yeah.
Okay. They go through the woods and they're putting breadcrumbs to find out, you know, go back to where they were because they started
okay,
breadcrumbing
yeah.
it.
I remember
So
that.
they have breadcrumbs. So they, hey, let's put some breadcrumbs behind me. They go to the witch's house. You know, like, ooh, it's candy. They start eating the candy. The witch comes. You know, they're eating candy. Like, oh, go on, eat. They start getting fat
Yeah,
and
because
fat
she's stuffing
and
them
fat.
up. Yeah.
Right? And she's like, hey, I'm going to cook you now. So they're like, oh, shit, don't cook us. And then they kick her into the oven. Now she gets cooked. They leave. The whole house burns down. They're like, okay, we don't know where we are. We're lost in the woods. And then Gretel's like, oh, wait, we had the breadcrumbs. Let's go back home. And that's the whole story.
Oh, fuck.
And then they did this to it.
And they did this too.
It's a very simple story, you know. Kids get lost in the woods. Breadcrumbs. Witch. Candy house. Witch gets burnt in the oven because they're trying to eat kids.
Yeah, so like none
Go
of
back
that
home.
happened.
No. They get lost. They got kicked out in the woods.
Mm-hmm.
There's no candy house.
Right.
The only person trying to fatten up is Hansel. Gretel, they're
No
trying to like.
breadcrumbs.
No, because no
They're not
breadcrumbs.
going back home, yeah.
And Gretel's a witch.
I don't know if I ever saw an oven.
The oven was supposed to be that room.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
That's what's supposed to be the oven, I guess. They have this white room that's like in a closet, which is where the witch does all her shit. Apparently, all the food are like organs. Like, it's all organs, like kid arms. I like that scene. That's pretty cool. When the witch was like going through the drain, and she's like a big puddle of like black tar, and then she turns like young.
Yeah.
And she's like all tattooed, like she shopped at Hot Topic. That was kind of weird. That took me out of the movie.
Yeah.
Like, he had all these like tattoos, like she's
Yeah,
like,
like she looked like Post Malone's niece.
yeah, yeah, she has tattooed all over her body. It was like, okay, this is the movie we're watching now.
Uh-huh.
And then like,
this is the movie we're watching now.
And Hansel's like in a corner, Blair Witch style.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, Blair Witch, I get what you're going for here. And then all the food is like supposed to be like kid organ that she like transformed into like regular food.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that was also bad.
That was also bad. Yeah, it was. It really was.
There's not really any good thing to say about the movie other than the visual is good, minus the house looking kind of shitty, just like a regular house, and the mushrooms. Can't stress it enough how awful the mushrooms look. They even look real.
Right.
And the music was good, but it was also very tiring. Made you feel tired.
Yeah, definitely. So dull.
And how about the ending?
It sucked.
The witch died. We have that. The witch got burned to death. All of a sudden
because she used her powers, right?
Yeah. So Gretel starts using freaking Magneto style. Take this random like walking stick.
11, like turn into 11.
Yeah, like that. Telekinesis took the witch, started like hanging her with the cane, and like she goes on fire. And then the witch burned basically like in on fire in the oven, I guess. Then they escape. This curse is broken, I guess. I don't know what curse was it, because I missed the first 5 minutes of explaining the curse.
Right.
Gretel takes Hansel. Say, go back home, Hansel. I want nothing to do with you. Basically say, fuck you. You're my brother, but go on your own path.
Yeah, not even because she was mad. She was just kind of like, she thought that they would be better off that way.
Yeah, better off.
He could do his own thing, his own interests,
Yeah, she could, like, discover her witch powers, I guess. No,
right. They wouldn't hold each other back. They could each do what they want to do in their life.
Which doesn't make sense to me.
I know. He's like fucking 4.
Where's he gonna go? And you find out he goes right back to the abusive mother who wanted to cut him up.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, that's why the axe was on the table.
Oh,
they went back home when the mother told Gretel, don't come back here.
Right.
He goes back home. Cause
Yeah, because he's
where
fucking...
else he gonna go? He's 8 years old.
Yeah, like, what else is he gonna do?
So,
right, go run for president?
I'm pretty sure Gretel Hansel got chopped up by his mother.
Mm-hmm.
No clue what's going on here, and now she's the witch of the house, I guess, now.
Yeah, she, like, took over.
But, like, a good witch?
Yes.
It's bad. Don't waste your money. Thank God we got those free tickets, because...
Oh, yeah, we
would have
wasted
wasted our money.
Right.
It was very, very bad. you want to...
But sometimes you watch a shitty-ass movie, and you're like, oh, there was a couple parts that weren't bad, or whatever. You know what I mean? Or, like, there was a character that you kind of liked. No, this was just, like, absolute shit all around.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there was really nothing good about it.
Other than, like, visual
couple
stuff.
A couple of visuals that, like, were absolute dog shit.
Story was bad. Well, if I want to watch visuals, I don't want to watch an hour and 30 minutes of just watching pictures.
Yeah, right.
Because I would watch, like, Animal Planet or, like...
Animal Planet.
You know.
I mean, I'll just stare at Doug the Pug if I want something good to look at. Fuck.
So, yeah, like I said, I would skip it if you haven't seen this movie. I basically explained the whole movie to you anyways. So, you can gladly just listen to this. And...
yeah, you can cross this one off your list. This is not necessary to watch.
Yeah, we had options of watching this or with the Blake Lively movie, which I always forget the name of it.
Me too. So basically,
I wish we watched that instead.
We did you guys a favor. We sat through this movie for like 4 hours.
Like, it really isn't like much thing to talk about.
Yeah, I know.
I'm trying to like think of anything to talk about. It really isn't much to say other than don't watch this, skip it, it's bad. Hansel came and act like a child, and she's a child.
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't know. They have 4 characters, all 4 characters are bad.
Right.
Random horse came out of nowhere.
Random horse.
Random horse.
I know.
Ugh,
I don't know.
It's just a bad movie. So, let's rate this movie, I guess. I'm giving this movie a 2 out of 10.
Yep.
Because I only giving it 2 because the visuals, the music I like, and that was it. Nothing good. So, like, I gave 1 point for each. How about you?
Honestly, I was gonna give the same thing. On the feather scale, this movie gets 2 feathers. Like, and that's being pretty generous. Because this was pretty bad.
What, why 2? Basically the same reason?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Like, you know, I sat through it, and I would say her acting wasn't really terrible. It was just bad writing.
What, Beverly March?
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
I don't
like,
think
yeah,
she's
yeah.
like a bad. I think it wasn't her fault.
If
like,
she wasn't in this movie, 'cause I do like her in it.
Yeah, exactly.
If she was not in this movie, I would have walked out.
If this was like some random Joe, yeah, I
came into this movie to watch her, basically.
Right.
I want to see what she had to offer here. Cause
I wish we knew her name since we're such big fucking fans.
I thought you did know her name.
Maybe I did at one point in my life, but
you told me her name.
I just know Beverly Marsh from it. I don't know her real name, but
maybe one day we will. Not because of this movie. I really hope this movie doesn't crush her career.
Right.
Because it's her first lead role, and it was very.
And it wasn't her fault.
It's not going to get good reviews. It's not going to.
No, definitely not.
I have actually checked the reviews before doing this, but after doing this, I may actually look. Actually, I'm gonna see what the reviews are
checking Rotten
here.
Tomatoes?
Yeah, I'm gonna check it up real quick.
So
bear with me. Recall. All right, yeah. So like Rotten Tomatoes giving it like a 58.
Wow, really?
IMDb giving it a 5.6 out of 10. That's pretty high in my opinion.
That's pretty high. I wonder if it's gonna get worse.
It's movie been out for 4 days.
I can't believe it's that high.
I see it.
That's higher than like the Scooby Doo movie.
Well, Melanie, come on. Oh, her name is
come on.
Sophia Lillis.
All right.
Lillis, that's how you say her name?
Sure.
Yeah. Hopefully this movie doesn't crush her career because she has good things
going for her.
Right. I hope this movie doesn't crush it.
Yeah, she doesn't suck ass.
Yeah, so. Oh, yeah. So, want to wrap this up, I guess.
Yeah, there's pretty much nothing else to say except fuck this film.
Right. Sorry for the short episode. I really wish I had more to tell you, but I don't think you want me to ramble on how bad this movie is.
Yeah.
Alright, so let's see. What we have going on here? So next week we're doing... What? Okay, yeah. So next week we're doing... Sorry about that, folks. So next week we're doing Birds of Prey, the Immaculation of a D. Harley Quinn, I believe the fucking whole title
Ooh.
of the movie.
I will be hosting next episode, by the way.
Oh,
So
yeah.
you won't have to listen to him say that again.
Well, no, you gotta have to say it. You gotta say the whole name.
That's fine.
Which, my opinion of the movie is I'm not really happy about the movie.
I just love Harley Quinn. So.
But Harley Quinn has nothing to do with Birds of Prey. She just took over for Barbara Gordon's character, who's actually in Birds of Prey, who is Batgirl. And I don't know why I did that, but...
Yeah.
Okay, you'll hear me complain about that next week. And
stay tuned.
Yeah, and let's see.
So this is the first time that we've ever, like, did this together, sitting in the same room.
Yes. That's why, kind of...
Well,
kind of
we're
weird.
awkward because we're, like, just staring deep into each other's eyes as we talk about this awful movie.
And Melanie keeps making faces. I don't know why she can't keep her face to herself and just, like, make normal conversation without any expression. Like a robot. That's what I expect from her, to act like a robot, but...
Oops.
So, so I think, since next week, I think we have plans for another bonus episode also. We could get that in. I'll post what it is before the our next week episode. I'll let you guys know what movie that's going to be. We have our first bonus episode that came out last week. It was E.T. Owl's first time watching E.T.
Yeah.
Her review about it. She never watched it her whole life. Her first time. You can hear that on Patreon at patreon.com/JAMPod. You can get early access to episodes, join our official private Discord server. We can hear live recordings of the podcast. Also talk to us, ask us questions, maybe give suggestions of what other movies we make for our bonus episodes. You can also listen to us on iTunes, Spotify, and Google Podcasts, and a few other places as well. There's also a link below on the description of where also you can listen to us if you listen to us on YouTube. So yeah, that's it. Thank you all for coming in and listening to us. We'll see you all next week. Bye-bye.
Bye. Peace out.